Thank you very much to the organizers of this event, and particularly to the International Sport and Culture Association for the opportunity for UNHCR to take part in the opening of the MOVE Congress. I'm also particularly pleased to participate in the first Integration of Refugees Through Sport Award ceremony. My name is Gonzalo Vargas Llosa, and I am representing UNHCR, the United Nations Refugee Agency, for which I have worked for the past 30 years. Today, in the world, there are more than 84 million men, women, and children who have had to flee their homes and leave everything because of war, persecution, or political instability. In these 3 decades since I joined this organization, everywhere that my work has taken me, be it Afghanistan, Pakistan, the former Yugoslavia, Panama, Sudan, Libya, the Dominican Republic, I have witnessed personally the extraordinary effect of sport on the persons that UNHCR serves. This is why being here tonight is also so exciting and important to me. As I was preparing yesterday these brief remarks for tonight, I was remembering some very moving images. Like, for example, all those refugee children that I have seen all over the world kicking around a soccer ball, or sometimes just an empty can of soda. To someone who may not know too much about sport or about refugees for that matter, such an image may seem a little bit trivial or banal or something, in any case, without too much significance. But I think you and I know that that is not the case. In fact, for a child who has gone through the trauma of war, who has left all his or her friends behind at home, who may have been stuck in a refugee camp for 2, 3 years, 4 years, perhaps even longer, and with very little to do, those few minutes spent every day kicking around a ball can be a magical way of forgetting, even if just for a very brief moment, the horrors they have gone through. A way of connecting with other children or making new friends. And of course, of dreaming. Of dreaming that one day they may become the new Lionel Messi or Lucy Bronze, or that one day they will leave the refugee camp and be able to go back home and once again play soccer with the friends they left behind. But tonight, I wanted to briefly share with you the story of one refugee in particular, Idalina, whom I met earlier this year in Lima, the capital of Peru, and where I was born. She has been a great inspiration to me since then, and I hope that she will inspire you also. Until she fled from her country 4 years ago with her daughter Roxana, Idalina had lived all her life in a poor neighborhood in Mérida, a town in the northwest of Venezuela. She had 2 passions in life. One, walking, which she did not just do because she loved it, but also to save money on transport. And the second passion was cooking. To earn a living, she went door to door selling arepas, a typical Venezuelan dish, which she prepared at home. Little did Idalina know that one day those 2 passions would save her life and offer her a new future. When the level of violence and the severe economic hardship forced Idalina to flee Venezuela, she had very little resources. So she did so literally on foot, carrying her daughter. Many other Venezuelans have left their country in a similar way. They are known as los caminantes, which in English means the walkers. Idanila told me how it took her almost 1 month to walk 1,000 kilometers from Mérida to Bogotá, the capital of Colombia. She relied on the kindness of strangers along the way, but also that of organizations, including UNHCR. Some nights, she and her daughter, Roxana, had a roof over their heads to sleep and some basic food to eat, but many other nights, they did not. In spite of all the dangers on the road, Idalina made it, actually walked it, safely all the way to Bogotá. 6 months later, through sheer hard work, again by selling arepas in the street, she managed to save a little money and buy a one-way bus ticket to Lima. I met her there 3 years after she had arrived in Peru. She no longer sold food in the streets. Now, she was the proud owner of a small, modest, and delicious Venezuelan restaurant close to my house. She had managed to get a small loan to rent and fix the premises, which, she told me, she had paid back within a year. The temporary lockdown imposed by the government of Peru as a result of the COVID epidemic had almost ruined her emerging business. But stubbornly, she refused to give up and was able to get through the worst of it. Once the lockdown was finished, she had hired 6 Peruvians to help her in the restaurant. In her own quiet, humble way, Idalina was now contributing to the economy of the country that had offered her asylum and hospitality when she desperately needed it. She hopes one day to open a second restaurant in Lima in the future. But this one, she told me smiling, would serve Peruvian food and not Venezuelan. Judging by her determination and perseverance, I have no doubt at all that this will happen. As for her daughter, Roxana, she is attending a local school and now speaks Spanish with a typical Peruvian accent. Her dream, she told me, is to get Peruvian citizenship so that when she's older, she can be part of Peru's national volleyball team. Even though now Idalina has the means to pay for transport, she told me that she walks Roxana to school every morning to remind herself and her daughter of who they are and where they came from. 2 heroic caminantes from Venezuela building a new future for themselves, step by step. Thank you.